Mustard Knuckle.
Hello everybody, Mustard in the rocks. Whoops. Well, alright, let's try that again. Mustard, well, let's start all the way from the beginning. Hello everybody, Mustard Knuckle back again, heading out in the Swedish Lago. Gonna do the standard here, gameplay, history, tips. Put them out every other day, 3 to 5 times a week. Subscribe, turn on notifications, you won't miss any of them. Plus, we got every Tuesday 3-minute clinic, how to kill different tanks in the game. So, came straight over here. Oh boy, here we go. Come on. Alright, Lago, fun, quick reload. 37mm cannon, 2 engines, not a ton of power, not super fast, but it's not slow either, it does just fine. Decent armor. Again, not great, nothing spectacular, but it's okay. It'll take maybe a hit here and there, and that's about it. At this tier, it does pretty well. 37mm cannon with quick reloads, handy, especially on the side shots of a guy trying to crawl his way up the hill. That's handy. Let's see. Oh, that looked good. I thought we were going to have that. The Lago. Come on. There we go. The Lago's interesting. Another prototype. This thing never went in production, never did anything. It was originally designed in the mid to late 30s. They were going to export it to Hungary. But if you guys remember, we talked about in some of the other Swedish videos that Sweden was actually neutral during World War II, technically. Apparently they leaned a little toward Germany. They let Germany use their railways and stuff like that a little bit more liberally than maybe some of the other countries. I don't know the details on that, that's just what I read, so that's all I can tell you. But it seemed like they were a little leaning toward Germany. Well, this is fun when they spawn you right in front of them. Yeah, okay. Well, we're not going to make it very far. We'll try to fight with this guy a little bit, let's see what happens. Well, not much. That's it. And here we go. The fire looks good now, doesn't it? It looks very different from the way it looked on the old, whatever, patch or update or whatever you want to call it. The fire and the smoke look cool. Anyway, let's see. So the Lago, they were going to originally export it to Hungary. But then when World War II started, they said, Sweden's government said, nope, we're not shipping anything to anybody. But they ended up building 6 of these, so there were 6 prototypes built. And really, the big thing about these is they led into the Stridsvagn 42. So that was the important part. And you remember those early Stridsvagns, if that's how you say it, something like that. That was where that torsion bar suspension was the first. Telling these guys good game because I think we're about to pretty much shut this down. The other Stridsvagn that we looked at was the first like mass-produced torsion bar suspension vehicle, or at least tank. And that's where they started to learn torsion bar stuff, which is on like the Panther, and it's also on this, and it went all the way to the 42 and on and on. Now when we get to the 42, which we'll get to that here in maybe another month or so, something like that, there's a lot of interesting history on that between engine and transmission combinations, and all the roots of that are from this. 2 engines, some have 2 in the 42, some have 2 engines, some have 1. Let's see if we can help these guys out. Of course not. Alright, so I'm gonna run over. There's a guy around the corner over here that looks like he might be having a little bit of trouble behind me, but I don't want to turn my back on this guy. I don't want to do this, but I'll see if I can get over to the rocks. There's that guy back there on the hill, and I feel like he's gonna be looking at me. Alright, let's see here. So this guy with smoke. There's a little bit of trouble over here, and we're going to go over here and see if we can help out a little bit. But that's pretty much it on this Lago. They test drove it. They did a lot of testing with it, and that was the end of it. and then it led into that 42. So that's the most important part of the history on this. Now, tip here, especially when you're starting to push on the, not necessarily into the spawn, but you're pushing toward the spawn because your team has gotten the advantage, and that's allowed you to push farther into their territory. Don't forget to look behind you, because there's guys that are gonna be back there from the other team, just because the likelihood of being able to hold everybody back is slim to none, and what'll happen is those guys will slide in behind you, you won't even know it, and they'll start taking out your teammates behind you and slowly work their way forward, and pretty soon everybody's back at the spawn starting over again, and those guys are recapping all the points because you went in too deep and didn't kind of watch your back, watch your six, whatever you want to say. So it's something to think about. And the other thing to think about, like I was said before, check the map and look at where the other team is versus where your guys are, and you can kind of come up with a plan. You can figure out which way they might be looking just based on what the map shows. I'm going for it, forget it. I'm just going in here. I don't even care. I'm going to the spawn. We win. Again, you know, you don't want us on your spawn, then play better. You know, same thing happens to. I'm gonna stick out just enough, see if I can get this guy to fire at me. Here we go. Let's do it. Let's do it. And back. And he missed. Perfect. And boom. Ha, that never works. Holy cow. Alright, and then we'll get this guy. Awesome. Like I said, you know, I don't get upset when they come back on our spawn. Like, if we played better, they wouldn't be on our spawn. So, I hope that that's how most people think. Like, are you just gonna sit there and wait for them to come out? That's like quitting a game, football game early because you're ahead and saying like, well, we're ahead, so I don't want to be too mean. Ooh. I did not see him. I was not expecting him to be there. I was going for those anti-air guys and that medium tank that's out there. Whoops. Man, that was lucky. So there's the armor. I mean, a little bit, you know. It didn't completely explode or anything like that. Oh, man. We just dominated. This is incredible. I love games like this. That's why you, like, keep coming back, right? You play because you have these good games, and it's like, holy cow, I want to do that again. And then you have, like, 25 horrible games in a row, and you just want to quit or break something, you know, and that's the end of the game. So awesome, great game, good team. 5th place, 7 kills and only 5th place. Wow, 7 kills, 2 assists, 5th place. Man, whoever got first must have done really well. So that's cool. All right, guys. So that is the Lago. The Lago was a prototype. It never went anywhere. They did 6 of them. They were going to go to Hungary. They were going to go to Hungary with a bunch of them, but, you know, that all changed. And it led to the Stridsvagn 42, which we'll talk about when we get to that point. Subscribe if you liked it. Comment and let me know what you think. Good luck. Have fun. See you in the next one.